Good afternoon, everyone. It is Monday and we are well afternoon. I apologize for the delay. It's been a crazy couple of days. And well, it's time for a market update. It is May 1st. Can you believe it? And having waited a little while today, the sun is actually shining, which I'm absolutely thrilled about. I'm Jennifer Tim. I am a real estate planner with the Welcome Home Global Group, powered by Keller Williams OC Coastal Realty. And let me share my screen and let's get right to it so we can give you an update on what is going on in the real estate market. And there are definitely a lot of questions from folks. So this is the one question that I'm getting. Are home prices on the rise or are they starting to fall? Of course, home sellers want the prices to keep going up and home buyers want the price to go down. So let's see where we are. Well, as always, let's start with our national news. And it all comes down to inventory at this point in time. And the highlight at the top of the screen says supply is down 15.6% year to date. That is basically the story of what is happening with our real estate. So this bold line over here, this is where we are now. Remember, this is national, and then we will look at Southern California as well. But you can see that our inventory levels started off low. 2022, we started off even lower, and this is 2021. But if we have a look at our pre-COVID timeframe, this is where we were. And actually, this is 2020 right over here. But as you can see, we're just short of homes for people to buy, and it's about half the number of listings that was considered normal for the past decade. This graph again, our burgundy, so the pink behind it represents the new listings, and that pink, so this total line here would be, and this is week by week, there's a bar per week. This represents the new listings that came on the market, and then the pink is basically the immediate sales, how fast the homes that are hitting the market are actually selling. So most new listings since September is 80,000, but as you can see, the pink portion is what we're noticing is that the minute that homes are hitting the market, for the most part, they are priced correctly. Buyers are seeing the value in the home, submitting offers, and those are going into escrow pretty quickly. Leading indicator for prices is going to be price reductions. So yes, 29.4% of listings took a price reduction last week. That's the fewest percentage, the lowest percentage in 2023. And because we're seeing fewer price cuts, again, that's an indication that sellers are actually pricing where buyers feel that the value is there, and buyers are submitting those offers basically really close or at or over that listing price, and they're going into escrow. So our median asking of all active listings did increase by 1%. So that goes to, are we starting to see list prices increasing? Now, again, this is national, so that 444,481, this is a national number. So that is, active listings are starting to come onto the market 1% higher than they were the previous. And then we've got the price of new listings, and those new listings are coming on at 3.8% higher week over week. So we're definitely starting to see that home prices are starting to go up across the nation. Median price of homes in contract. So expect year over year price declines through June, and then focus on month over month. So this is what's really important. If we compare what we're seeing today to what we saw last year, especially at this point, because think back to 2022, This is when the market was super, super fiery hot. The Feds were starting to talk about increasing rates. We were just starting to see it, but we were still seeing closings that happened when the interest rate was much lower. So yes, if we compare our price increases compared to last year, yes, it looks like we're in a decline, but in actual fact, we're not. So 2022 price increased by 8% January 1st to April 15th, whereas 2023 prices increased at 5%. So if you look year over year, yes, it looks like the prices are going down. But if we're looking month to month, then no, they're starting to increase. And the lower our inventory gets, the higher those prices are going to go. New pending sales per week. So sales rate is running at 15 to 20% fewer than last year. That is definitely as a result of affordability. So we are expecting fewer sales. So it's a combination of the higher interest rates, affordability, and the fact that we have fewer homes on the market, just generally to meet the demand of buyers. So what's happening specifically in Southern California? Well, I always like to start off with our interest rates because it's the interest rates and the inventory that is driving everything. So a couple of examples of what's available. We have, these are jumbo rates, you sitting, 5.8. They definitely went up a little bit. Here's United American 30-year fixed is sitting at the low sixes. Your 30-year high balance is going to be 6.69. And here is Movement Mortgage and their rates. So you can see we're ranging between the high fives and those low to mid sixes, maybe, well, a little higher, depending. So Southern California, our active inventory. So we're going to go and have a look at that right now. So and this was from Stephen Thomas, our local economist, and this is information he shared with us last Thursday. So as of Thursday, there were 17,963 homes on the market. Last year, there were 6% fewer homes than that. And pre-COVID, there were 108% more homes on the market. So again, this blue line is, which is just this trending down line, that is where we are sitting at the moment. And that is the biggest story of what is dictating the direction that prices are going, because yeah, we just don't have enough homes on the market currently to meet the need of our buyers. Average for interest rates nationally is 6.55. And buyers have come to terms with these interest rates. Yes, we've been lower than this, but we're still fluctuating, still a little too high, but there's still enough demand, and buyers are following the idea of marry the home and date the rate. Because the forecast, for those who do have crystal balls, which is definitely not me, but our experts out there reckon that interest rates will kind of come down and stay in the fives at some point in time. That is going to be more comfortable for many buyers. So buyers are willing to buy now, bite the bullet, and then wait until they can refinance when those interest rates come down and stabilize a little more. Our purchase applications, again, if you compare it year over year, you're going to think that the world is ending and real estate is not doing so well. And yet what we're seeing is there is a 5% increase in the week over week of applications. So buyers, again, are becoming comfortable, or they're finding the interest rates acceptable enough to be willing to move forward and start the home purchase process. Where is our demand currently? So our demand continues to be up. So today's demand, so this is properties that are in escrow already that are pending. So as of Thursday, there were 12,097, which is a 2% increase. Last year, same time, there were 26% more. But again, we were at the point where we had more inventory. Because if we have a look at the orange line, that's where we were as far as demand was. And we know if we go back to this line, this is our inventory was starting to climb because that was when the Feds implemented the increase of the rates. Pre-COVID, we were 46% higher as far as demand is, combination of more homes available on the market and lower interest rates. So we just got to remember again, why are there fewer homes on the market? It's primarily because a lot of homeowners have a much lower interest rate than what's available right now. So if you look at that, 89% have 5% or lower, 71% 4% or lower, and 29% have 3% or lower. So again, it's only the super motivated sellers who are willing, because either they're moving out of home ownership into something else, maybe they're renting, or maybe they're moving to a different area, maybe they're moving into a senior community. But basically, a lot of home sellers are saying, I'm not going to sell my home because my next home, I would have a much higher interest rate. So it makes sense, but that is creating a lot of challenges for buyers out there because there's still buyers who have to move, they have to look. So what are we looking at as far as our new listings? Per month, you can see we normally see this dramatic increase. We have seen an increase since the interest rates started coming down, but we've started off so low. And really this tendency of declining availability of properties on the market started in 2014. It's not just since COVID. It's definitely prior to that we already started seeing a deficit in the number of available properties for our buyers. So the prediction is that we'll kind of peak pretty soon, and then we're going to start tapering off over the summer months and then down into the winter months. So it's really a tough time for sellers. So we're basically missing, if you look at this, if you look at the averages, about 28,000 missing sellers. So 28,000 missing homes that are missing from the market that buyers are not able to find. This is why we're seeing offers for properties that do come on the market. We're seeing 20, 30 offers on a home. We're seeing the over list price. You know, I actually saw a post on Facebook the other day, one of the local Facebook groups, and there was a person who was complaining about the greedy sellers who were going back and saying highest and best offer. Well, you know what? I appreciate the sentiment, but while I do, it's supply and demand. This is kind of where we are. It's not necessarily that the sellers are being greedy. It's just they want to give every buyer an opportunity to truly come back with the strongest offer that they can. It's not always that they're just trying to get the highest and best. I mean, as realtors, we help our sellers price their properties to attract buyers. And then when there are multiple buyers, it's supply and demand. And then obviously that bidding war will ensue, not going necessarily as high as what we saw in the beginning of 2022 or the end of 2021, when interest rates were so low, where every buyer had to waive inspection contingency, appraisal, you name it. Forget about asking for any repairs. There are some concessions being considered. Really depends on the price point of the property, but it is a hot market. And speaking of hot markets, this orange line over here designates where we are right now. As you can see, it's a little over 40 days. That means it's a hot seller's market. Again, we don't have enough inventory for all the buyers. The buyers out there fighting to get into the properties. Community members are just amazed at how fast things are selling. Let me tell you, it is crazy out there. The minute that a listing comes on the market, the showing requests are flooding in, and literally, you know, you could probably accept an offer within 48 hours. Most sellers are going to wait at least a couple of days, maybe a week, and just try and get as many people through the property first. So as of Thursday, 45 days, you can see this total decline because we don't have enough inventory. Last year was even hotter. It was 33 days, but our 3-year average is 64 days. So sellers, If you need to put your house on the market, get it ready, do your due diligence, get everything done, because the minute that you hit the market, there's a very good chance, if you are priced correctly for, and we all know this, location and condition, you are going to get offers within a very, very reasonable time. So to answer the question, what is happening with the house prices? They are going up, and it's all due to supply and demand, just that basic principle in economics. We don't have enough inventory for the number of buyers who are out there. As a result, the home prices are going up. If you compare it year over year, it's going to look like we're in a decline. It's just because we're not increasing. Those house prices are not going up at that same rate as they were last year, because we do have higher interest rates, but home prices are going up. And while we still have low inventory, this is going to continue. Local news, what's happening in some of our local cities. We'll start off, as we always do, with Dana Point. Our median price of new listings are coming in at 2.6 million. Median days on market is 42, so we're still in that hot sellers market. And we only have 47 homes that are on the market. And you can see anything from the price decrease. If anything's been lingering and languishing on the market, they have had to do a price decrease, and you'll find that the majority of those are going to be your much higher luxury listings, because that is a different market from where we were about a year and a half ago, where luxury was the one that just was flying off the shelves. Luxury has definitely slowed down, and we're talking anything kind of in this price range and much higher than this. Laguna Beach, median price of new listings coming on at 4.2 million. Median days on market is 63. Again, this is showing you the difference when we get those higher price points. Inventory is 81, and price decreases, we've seen 31%. So this is a slower market, but it is still a seller's market, because we are, basically, if we go back a couple of slides, if we go back to this one, to get into a balanced market, it's going to be 90 to 120 days. To get into a buyer's market, oops, I apologize for that. I'm touching too many things at the same time here. To get into a buyer's market, we have to have properties staying on the market for 120 to 150 days, which we're just not seeing. So that's our Laguna Beach. San Clemente, median price of new listings, 1.899. Median days on market, 49. So we're still in that seller's market. Our price decreases 38%. Again, these are the higher priced properties that are languishing on the market. And our inventory is 69. So we've seen a slight increase, but a lot of those are, again, the higher price properties. If they new listings coming on at this 1.899 median price, let me tell you, they are going into escrow very, very quickly. San Juan Capistrano, our median price of new listings, 2.77, median days on market, 21. And part of that is we only have 30 properties on the market in San Juan Capistrano. When you have so little inventory, it just takes one property to just, it's those outliers that come into play. So we are seeing price decreases, so 30%, but yeah, inventory of 30 and days on market of 21. So it is still a super strong seller's market in San Juan Capistrano. So I think we've answered our question. So are home prices on the rise, or are they falling? So great news for sellers. They are on the rise because of low inventory, increasing demand from buyers. Buyers, all I can say is, you know what, go in, know what your budget is, and work with the best loan professional, work with real estate planners like the Welcome Home Global Group, who can truly help you with the strategies to get your offer accepted. There's definitely ways that make your office stand out when you're in a crowded field of buyers and you're trying to get that dream property. And we're all about helping you achieve your dream. But be flexible. You may not get the first one. It may take a couple. So just persevere. It will work out in the end. It always does. And of course, as real estate planners, we have many tools in our tool belt to be able to help Southern California's families. We're all about helping you build and transfer generational wealth through real estate. Lots of different tools that we have available, and we're honored to be here to assist you. And if you've got any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And with that, I will let you get back to a beautiful sunny Monday afternoon in Southern California. I hope you get out and enjoy some sunshine. It was raining this morning, so get out there and enjoy it. Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your week.